I've pulled my barrel off, and the head, a little bit easier this time. Second time around's a charm. Not quite so bash. So, yeah, the head, when we pulled the head off, I'll just take you over to Christy. This is not my head, this is a different head. With the valves, this is so dodgy. Flip it over. Yeah, so inlet, outlet. My outlet, my exhaust valve was sloppy in the valve.
Keeper.
Not keeper. Valve collet, valve friggin' Duval. What's it? Yeah, valve guide, and therefore I think I was losing compression, heaps of compression. So we've got a different head. We've cleaned it up. Had a look at it. Wow, Christy, done well.
One we prepared earlier.
Earlier in the oven, and this is our little super duper valve remover, collet remover, and this is the valves. This is. What's that? That's exhaust, I think. No, inlet. That's inlet. That looks really clean. The other ones were way dirtier. I'm going to give these a bit of a lap. Alright, see how that rolls. And go from there. Alright, keep you posted. Hey Postie fans, just a quick update as far as the heads are concerned. My head, as I said earlier, the exhaust valve. Alright, this is a different one. But the exhaust valve had a fair bit of play side to side, which indicated that the valve guide had a fair bit of wear. But this one's, we found amongst our little pile of heads, this one here, when you wriggle that, it's got no movement, which is really cool. Inlet, same. But the exhaust seems to be the ones that wear for some reason. And also trolling the internet, doing my research, as you do. There was a fella there and he was talking about how to check to see if the valve guides are good. And you can see there, I'm blocking this one up. There's vacuum in there. And they make us, when you pull them out, just an indication of the sound they make when there's a good seal. You know, this is all highly technical stuff, but for me, bodgy backyard mechanic, it's nice. The other ones that were, you see that it springs back with the vacuum. So it tells me that that's a good seal. That's a good seal. The other one that was wobbly wasn't making that. There was no vacuum. So it was, the air was getting past the valve stem. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to give this a little bit of a lap. Bit of carbon on there. That should come off. Give those valves seats a bit of a lap. And whack this in and we'll see how we go. Alright guys, back again. Just about to lap these valves in. Yeah, the original valves come out of here, but there's a bit of carbon and stuff on the valve seats. Never done this before. First time for everything. Bit of googling. Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? We can fuck it up. So I've just got this. You could only find this Permatex valve grinding compound. Apparently it's rough, and as you use it, it gets a little bit smoother. So by the videos, a little bit on these faces. I dare say, try not to get it down into the valve guides because that'd be a disaster. So a little bit on the face there. In we go with the exhaust. Exhaust. In she goes. This is what's called a gob stick. On like that. Oh. And just give it a bit of a rough. And you should be able to hear that there we go, that coarseness getting finer and finer as that paste breaks down.
Lift it and move it,
Yeah, like that?
Yep.
How's that do? Suck it in.
No, if there's grains in the one spot.
Yeah. You can do it with a drill, but I think that's not really recommended because you put lines. Whereas this here, it's sort of a lot more random. Ooh. Hopefully we get a nice clean line. The other alternative, if we didn't find this, was to get a new head. That's about $500 from Lambda. That's a full head bolt on. Or about $300 just for the head and a couple valves, and you use all your stuff on it. So if this doesn't work, well, that might be where we go. But hopefully we can bodge this a bit and it'll get us by. Back to the drama. Righto. People, for anybody who hasn't done it, putting these valves back in.
Don't.
with these little keepers, don't do it with your wife. Because you nearly get divorced. No, we did well. We held it together. But what a bitch. There has to be a secret to that. I'm sure there is. Some mechanic will tell me.
The right tool.
The right tool. We broke our little wooden piece of poop. That's gone. That's gone somewhere. So this is the next best thing. It actually didn't work too bad. The plug spanner with the sides cut out. And that comes over here. And it sort of gives you right enough room to get your fingers in there and hopefully not get them jammed. But there is definitely a trick to pushing that down just enough and getting those keepers in. But I had this wonderful magnetic tool and we're mucking around with that and I've managed to magnetise everything else, which is a bastard. Because then you get it just right, you pull this out and the keeper comes with it. It's maddening. Anyway, so we're there. We've lapped it, lapped the valves. I think they look okay. There's a nice little line where they seem to be contacting. Yeah. To be honest, I'm over it. I just want it going. So we're going to whack it on, see how she goes, see how she runs. Hopefully it'll get us there. But the other alternative is at least minimum $300. So we'll go with that. So right at the moment now, we've bathed it with petrol, we've cleaned it up, we've rinsed it after we let the valves. So don't want any of that valve grinding paste going down into the valve guides. That would be bad. And as I'm putting it together, I'm just got a little bit of oil and just sort of coating things with oil as I'm putting it together. There is assembly paste, assembly grease. I don't have any. So this will do. We did it with Christie's and it's still going. So alright, we'll get this back together and then we'll muck around with the rings on the piston. Get them on without breaking them. Barrel on. So
your bike, I think I'll let you do the rings.
I'm more clumsy. But anyway, hopefully he'll be old mate he'll be running today. Hey Postie fans. This is another scary part until you've done it a couple of times. This is the second time we're doing it, still scary. But when you get a new bore, you really should gap your rings, right? So when you put your ring in, I've just put the ring in the top here, top of the bore. If you have a look, this is the lighter coloured ring, the gold ring, apparently that's the top ring. The darker one is the second ring, and then you've got your oil rings. You can see, I don't know if you can see, there's a little gap right here, okay?
Oh, yeah.
See that? Yeah. And that book, in the book, and it says that should be either 0.15 up to 0.35. Alright, so we've got our little feeler gauges here. So point 1, easy, 0.15, easy, 0.2, not bad, a tiny bit of drag, 0.3, goes in but it's pretty tight, you know what I mean? It sort of goes in but it gets caught easy, it's tight. So we're probably about 0.25, in between 0.25 and 0.3. So that's cool, that's good. Christie's, one of them was that tight we had to file. We just filed the end off a little bit until we got it to what, 0.2 I think we got it to.
0.2, yeah.
So a lot of people just grab these rings and throw them in. But I think that allows for expansion, yeah? If it's too tight when it goes in cold, when it expands, I don't know. You'd think the barrel would expand, not the rings, more, I don't know. But anyway, that's what you should do. So that's what we're doing. Christie's bike's running, hasn't seized yet, so that's what we're running with. Alright, cool. Cheers. Welcome back. Well, she's done. Just as we're doing it, the last bolt, the little cam chain tensioner lock screw is stripped. That bugger me. If that leaks on the road, it's going to stop me. So it looks like we're going to learn how to do a little bit of helicoil repair. So we're not done yet, but new head in, barrels in, heads on, lap the valves, done all that. So let's see if it works. Hopefully, we've still kept the same carby. We haven't put the new carby on yet. It'd be nice to see each gain incrementally, but
Bit of smoke out the back.
got a bit of smoke. Big tappity on the front end. Tappity. That's all right, we'll check that. We'll go for a little run and check it. It's noisy, not as nice as yours though. That's the head, could be the head. That's just valve cap.
Yeah.
Let's go down the road.
Well,
Check valve clearances. Definitely got more poke.